Okay, so in the previous video we spoke about how all the difference between adding fractions in the 3 steps there and multiplying fractions in the 3 steps there. Right, now we're looking at multiplying algebraic fractions. So things get a little bit different, but only right at the beginning. So to remind you of what we spoke about, our number 1 with multiplying normal fractions, the last video, was can I cross simplify? That was our number 1. Our number 2 was let's multiply the numerators and let's multiply the denominators. And then step 3 was double check whether you can simplify any further. Okay, so that is absolutely the case when you're multiplying fractions. And we follow that same process when we're multiplying algebraic fractions, apart from one little thing at the beginning. Our first step is instead going to be, can I factorize first? Can I factorize first? So in actual case, we have a 4-step routine when multiplying algebraic fractions, which is different from multiplying normal fractions, where it was just 1, 2, 3. Here, the new one becomes can I factorize first? Now let me go through an example. Now let me just give you a heads up. With F4, we will not be able to do that point 1 first, and you'll see that. But F5 and F6, you will. So F4. Right. Y over 5 times 4 over y. Okay. As soon as I see in the exam algebraic fractions, I think to myself, number 1, can I factorise first? The answer here is no. I can't factorise that, or that. Can I cross simplify? Yes. That numerator has a value of y. That denominator on the other side of the fraction has also a value of y. So I can divide them both by y. Y divided by y is 1. Y divided by y is 1. Remember, I'm going to actually put 1 down here because there's no other value, so I'm going to put 1. 5 and 4, I cannot cross simplify. So then I do number 3, multiply numerator, so 1 times 4 is 4. 5 times 1 is 5. Can I simplify further? No. Final answer. Okay, another example of F4. 3i over 8h times by 5h squared over 9i. Right, same thing. Algebraic fractions are multiplying. So step number 1, can I factorise first? No, 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 and no. Right, so I can't factorise them. Can I cross simplify? 3i, 9i. Yes, they both have 3i in common. So I can divide them both by 3i. 3i divided by 3i is 1. Again, I'm putting 1 down there because there's no other value, so I put 1. 9i divided by 3i is 3. So therefore that becomes 3. Then I look at this. 8h and then the cross simplifying with 5h squared, they do have something in common. They've got an h in common. So I can take out the h. So if I take out the h here, divide by h, that leaves me just with 8. If I divide by h here, that will get rid of the squared. So therefore it becomes 5h. So 1 times 5h, because I'm multiplying the numerator now, is 5h. And 8 times by 3 is 24. Can I simplify further? No. That's my final answer. Okay, so that would be what F4 looks like. Now F5 is a tiny bit more challenging. Remember, I'm not going to write them down this time, but 1, 2, 3, 4, because we are multiplying algebraic fractions. Right, F5. 5 over 3 plus 3y plus 3 times by 4y plus 4 over 7. Okay, number 1, can I factorise first? No. Yes, I can factorise that. That's a simple linear factorisation. 3 comes out of the bracket because they've both got 3 in it, and then bracket y plus 1. So let's write that down. 5 over 3 bracket y plus 1, close bracket, times by. Right, can I factorise? Yes, both have got 4 in common. So 4, open bracket, y plus 1, close bracket, over 7. Because I can't factorise the 7. So I've done my 1 step. Now my 2 was, can I cross simplify? 5 and 7, no, I can't cross simplify that. However, this And this I can because they both have y plus 1 in common. So I can divide it by y plus 1. So I divide that by y plus 1 to leave me with 1. But 3 times 1 is 3, so I don't need to write the 1 down. And then y plus 1 divided by y plus 1. Again, I can put the 1, but it wouldn't do anything because 4 times 1 is just 4. Now, all I'm simply doing is multiplying the numerator. So 5 times 4 is 20. Multiply the denominator. 3 times 7 is 21. Final answer. Okay, let's do another example of F5. E minus 1 over 6e squared times by 5e over 4e minus 4. Okay, number 1, can I factorise first? No. 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 Yes. So I can factorise that, so I'm going to factorise that. So I said no to the others, so I write them down as they were. E minus 1 over 6e squared times by 5e. If I factorise that, we know the 4 comes out of it. So 4 bracket e minus 1. Okay, now my second step, can I cross simplify? E minus 1, e minus 1. They both have e minus 1, so therefore I can divide by e minus 1. E minus 1 divided by e minus 1 is 1. This time I am going to put 1 down here. Unlike this example here, where the 1 wouldn't have had an impact because 4 times 1 is 4. Because there's nothing else here, I must put the 1 down. And then divide by e minus 1. Again, I don't need to put the 1 down here because 4 times 1 is just 4. Then I look here, even though I haven't factorised anything, I still could cross simplify. 6e squared, 5e, they both have e in common. So therefore, I can 6e squared, so I divide by e, so therefore leaves me just with 6e. 5e divided by e is just 5. So it will be 1 times 5 is 5. 6e times 4 is 24e. Final answer. Okay, last examples are going to be with F6. So F6, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, because I'm multiplying algebraic fractions. Point 1 is, can I factorise first? So let's write out the question. 5 over c plus 3 times by 2c plus 6 over 5c plus 15. Right, can I factorise first? That, no. C plus 3, no. 2c plus 6, yes. So let me write down what we know so far. Right, 2c plus 6, 2 comes out of it. Again, linear factorisation. So it'd be 2 bracket c plus 3 over 5c plus 15. Yes, I can factorise that as well. So it'd be 5 bracket c plus 3. Okay, do not simplify them straight away. We don't work that way. We need to cross simplify if we do for point 2. So 5 and 5 bracket c plus 3, have they got anything in common? Yes, they do. They've got the 5 times table in common. So I can divide that by 5 and that by 5. If I divide this by 5, leaves me with 1. We established before I need to leave that 1 there for that one. Divide this by 5, I don't need to put 1 there. It doesn't really affect anything happening here. Again, here, c plus 3, cross simplify, c plus 3. They both have c plus 3 in them, so therefore I can divide by c plus 3. So I get rid of that. Again, I want to put the 1 down, otherwise there'll be nothing there. Divide by c plus 3. I don't need to put the 1 down here because 2 times 1 is 2. So 1 times 2 for the numerator for point 3 is 2. 1 times c plus 3 for multiplying denominators is just c plus 3. Can I simplify further? No. Final answer. Last one. J minus 1 over j plus 1 times by 3j plus 3 over 2j minus 2. Number 1, can I simplify first? No, no, yes. So let's write down what we know. G minus 1, G plus 1 times by 3 comes out of it. So 3G plus 1 over here, the 2 times table is there. So 2 bracket J minus 1 as well. So there's a little bit of turbulence there. Hopefully the camera will sort itself out. Okay, right, so now we're looking at a situation where we want to cross simplify. J minus 1, J minus 1, so I can divide them both by J minus 1. That will just become 1, as spoken about before. J minus 1 divided by J minus 1 will again become 1, don't need to write it down. j plus 1, yep. So that would become 1, I divide by j plus 1, divide by j plus 1 would become 1, I don't need to write it. So 1 times by 3 is 3, 1 times by 2 is 2. Can I simplify any further? Well, you could make it 1.5. You don't need to though, so therefore my final answer is 3/2. Now can you see how easy that is in comparison to trying to expand all of that out and seeing how it goes? It's really important when we multiply algebraic fractions, we follow the 1 step, 2, 3 and 4. Okay?